Hello everybody and welcome to the WOSCT MetLife F1 Series. We're here live at Piggz Peak for the running of part 1 of the Piggz Grand Prix. The second part will be held at Piggsville Park. But right now we're here at part 1 here for the Piggz Grand Prix. Same points are going to be on the line for both races. It's just an in-name only. Nothing special, but it's just a name. They chose to name it that way They chose to name it that way, so nothing special here. But another race here at in the F1 series, and well, I hope this track will be a great one to race because I have not raced at this track before, and well, I heard a lot of good things about it, so we'll get right to it. On the pole today, earning the extra point is Zach Flickinger. On the outside is Eric Rage. Starting third is Ben Cannon, and fourth Rod Houston. Fifth is George Rourke, and 6th is Mason Woods. 7th, Eric Burton. 8th is Alan Smith. 9th, Rob Bob. And rounding out the top 10, Justin Perry. And now, part 1 of the Piggz Grand Prix begins with those famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the cars are rolling off the track. Oh, someone just smoked! And it's Eric Rage on the front row starter. He just smokes on the start of the green. Oh man, a tough break for that team. Wow! An unbelievable way to start off here at Piggz Peak as one of the front row starters smokes in the start of the race. Eric Rage. Oh, he's trying to get out his pit stall. And now he's pushing down George Rourke. What is he doing? Oh my goodness. Oh, and they spin. They just collide. They just spin. What was that? Oh man. Anyway, Flickinger leads us to the green flag. And to the caution flag. No, caution's not out, but what? I'm not sure how they're letting Eric Rage do that. Why would he do that? Oh man, that is really tough. What a way to start off here as Zach Flickinger takes advantage of it, and he's gonna lead the first lap. Oh, Eric Rage just smoked on the front row. He blew his engine or something. He lost a ton of grip, and his teammate had to pick it up. Rod Houston had to be on the outside in place of him, and he lost a ton of grip. He just wasn't prepared for this kind of mess. And George Rourke is going to be really, really angry. George Rourke is really angry at that team because look at him. It left him damaged. He's scraping the wall. He's on the tires. He's not having his greatest day. And it's all because Eric Rage just screwed him up. And where is Eric Rage anyway? Well, he's on the pits. We don't know about him yet. We hope that he races a single lap here. Okay, it's been a pretty unusual start here. Let's get to the real race as Zach Flickinger takes advantage of the miscue on the front row, and he gets the lead. He leads the first 4 laps so far. Rod Houston is now in second. It's Eric Rage's teammate. He's trying to make it. He's trying to give Toro Rosso. He's going to try to turn the team fortunes around here at this track, because obviously it's not been going well. Eric Rage blew up on the start. Never had that happen in a race before. Oh wow! I just did not even see that coming. Oh my goodness. Houston is closing in on Zach Flickinger. We could see a pass here for the lead. Maybe not. He's waiting for the right time, but he's got to do it quick as Eric Burton and Ben Cannon are coming up quick as well in the top 5. And there's Zach Flickinger's teammate Mason Wood, and there's Alan Smith, McNamara 7th, Klein 8th, Pollard 3rd and 9th, Brandon in 10th, and Justin Perry 11th. And now Rourke is out on the track. He's a lap down. Eric Rage is still in the pits. He hasn't gotten his car fixed yet. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. I mean, I just was still stunned by the start of this race. I wonder if George Rourke is going to be a factor in the leader at the end of near the end. Because that's got to be an extremely wow. I was stunned. Well, we got to move on anyway. An update on Rage. He's gone. He's retired. That's it for Eric Rage's day. His day is done. And it's a header problem. We found out that Eric Rage blew up his header during the start of the race. And Eric Rage never completed a single lap at this track. Oh man, it's got to be heartbreaking for Toro Rosso, the Toro Rosso team. His teammate Rod Houston is going to try to pick up the pieces. He hopes to help turn this team into from a horrible day into an excellent day. Because imagine that. But Zach Flickinger, he's been dominant so far here at Piggz Peak. And he's not lighting up anytime soon. And there's not much passing lanes, to be honest with you. Really, there isn't much passing at this track. I thought this track would be a lot better. I thought it would be with Piggz style, but apparently it's not. Now Houston on top of that, he's going to go through up the wall. He's going to lose a ton of grip on that turn. We're into the 10th lap here. Well, last time we've had, in the IndyCar series, if you hadn't watched at Georgia Motorway, there was a huge commotion in the pits. It changed up the race after Chris Grant was dominating for most of the race, and then it completely changed its course when pit stops came along, and everyone just made a mess. It was a huge mess, basically, and Chris Grant was out of the victory, was out of the win. And the winner was Eli Sachs. And I think I must have forgot to mention that Eli Sachs was probably the first driver to be penalized 2 points for causing a wreck and yet still win the race. How unusual is that? I mean, wow. And Rod Houston hanging on to second. It was a little scare between Eric Burton there in the third spot. But Eric Burton does not have enough energy to make that move, and this is almost like Georgia. This is almost like Georgia Motorway. There's like lack of passing abilities, and when there's time to pass, you just can't make it. Ben Cannon tries to make it. He does make it though. He's up to 30, makes it work. A rare passing lane here. So this is another track in which patience is the key to winning this race. So 13th lap, here we go, and Flickinger has led so far almost, every one of them. Every one of those laps Flickinger led. I know, this was going to be a fun series to do. I just didn't know that these courses are, well, not fun. Hopefully Pigsville Park will be a lot better, as that's the second part of the Piggz Grand Prix. That's going to be later in the season, though. That's going to be coming up later in the season. Yeah, and this is probably going to be removed. This wasn't a consideration track for the NASCAR Pokemon Cup Series Season 3. I might just have to remove it right now because of this boring race, along with Georgia, probably. Even though the pit stops can get crazy at this track, to be honest with you, well, the rest of the race is boring, especially in the first half. And I do apologize for that, but I didn't know because it's Piggz in the name. You'd think that Piggz would be a very good track to race in, but well, this is not Piggz. This isn't really Piggz at all. Anyway, you see Flickinger, he's been dominant. We're almost halfway through the race, and not much has changed. Well, except besides Eric Rage's blow up on the start, not much has been changed. And Rod Houston took it a little too high. That's been a huge problem for him all race. And he's not getting the passing lanes he wants. Ben Cannon's trying to take the opportunity. He just can't do it either. So it's been a tough race. It's been a frustrating race for these drivers trying to catch up to Flickinger. Hopefully, if there is any pit stops That might change all that, if there is pit stops. And where are they at George Rourke? George Rourke is still up to speed. I don't think they're going to catch up to him anytime soon. Rod Houston, he's getting a good group against Flickinger. He's going to try to finally make a move for the lead. And Rod Houston is trying to go on the bumper here. He's trying to make a move. He's waiting for the right time, though. But he's trying not to wait too long, though. And Brandon is still in the top 10. Pretty much the top 10 has not been changed. So a pretty straightforward day for these guys. It's going to be a points day for those top 10. Only the top 10 get points. And now, oh, Rod Houston, he's on the closest he could ever be. And he's on the high side again. That's not going to work out. Wait a minute. I thought that these guys were starting to pit, but apparently not. And Ben Cannon is trying to finally get second away from Houston. He can't do it either. It's been a weird and crazy, wow, it's been a really frustrating day for these drivers. Can he finally do it? No, he cannot. He's going to lose a little few ground. Yikes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought I saw someone pitting. I was going to say, this would have been fun. Oh, well. 12 laps to go here at Piggz Peak. And Flickinger still has the lead. It's going to be almost like Mesa Marin all over again. This time without the wrecks. Yeah. Now we have about 11 laps to go here. 11 to go here at Piggz Peak. Again, a dominating race here for the 9 team. Not much has been changing so far. Uh-oh, Alan Smith, can he make a move on Hayden Klein? He just cannot do it right now. And this might be the point where pit stops could play a factor if there are any. 10 to go here at Piggz Peak. And I thought for a second there they were. And oh, someone's pitting. Mason Wood's pitting. Could be a sign that pit stops could be coming around the corner. And is he considering pitting as well as part of his strategy? Well, we'll see right now. And he is pitting. They are pitting right now. And I think everyone is pitting. Oh, there's some commotion. There's a spin out. There's a huge pileup with Tony Blazer, Luke Walker. Oh man, I think that's Pichu. Yes, Pichu and Joey Murphy. That's going to change the race forever. And there's no caution. There is no caution. Unbelievable. How did that not come out as a caution? Wow. Wow, how did that not come out as a caution? Wow. I mean, oh my goodness. And guess who's out first? George Rourke. Wow. What a surprise. George Rourke is out first. What a surprise. But there's Mason Wood, and guess what? The 18, 27, 17 have retired. We'll get back to that wreck later, but first let's see if they're going to put Mason Wood as the leader or George Rourke. Because if they put Rourke as the leader, it's going to be really, really unusual. Here comes to the stripe. And they get... Oh no, they got Mason Wood as the leader. Mason Wood is the leader, and George Rourke is a lap down. Yep, he's already a lap down, so won't matter anyway. But how about this? Mason Wood pits early, and he is now contending for the win. So the pit stops did change the outcome of this race. for the better for the Phillips Cosworth team. It could be a 1-2 finish for them. That could be really special if Mason Wood can hang on with 6 to go. Now, a tough day for those drivers involved in the wreck. We'll get to that later. And how did that not bring out a caution? I'll never know. 6 laps to go here at Piggz Peak. And it's still Mason Wood on good pit strategy. He decided to pit early. He was the one driver to pit early, and he's got the lead. Wow. Again, if they hold on, this is a 1-2 finish for the team. George Rourke is a lap down, so I thought he'd be a factor in the race, but, well, he was already lapped as it is. And now Flickinger gets him out of the way. 5 laps to go here at Piggz Peak. Could be a special day here for the Phillips Cosworth team, and they can hang on to the top 2 spots. 3rd place is now Rod Houston. 4th is going to now be Eric Burton. 5th is Hayden Klein. 6 and 7 battling between Ben Cannon and Dakota Brandon. Stephen Pollard's 3rd is 8th. Alan Smith and Alex Ragow battling 9th and 10th. Justin Perry, he was in the top 10 at one point. He's out of it now in 11th. Yikes. And Mason Wood just got by Piggz. He's lapped Piggz now. Piggz was one of the drivers involved in the wreck before in pit road. The next lapped car would be Austin Ogo, but I don't know if they're going to catch up to him. And Piggz scraping the wall on top of that. Tire issue or something. Uh-oh. He helped up George Rourke. He's a lapped car. Won't matter anyway. He's a lap down anyway. And you're not seeing double Mason Wood and Zach Flickinger running 1-2. They're just 2 laps away from the team 1-2, and that would be the first, I think, in F1 history, in the series history, where the same team finishes 1-2. That would be amazing. 2 laps to go here. They're going to face up the lap traffic against Ben Cannon. We'll see if Mason Wood can pass him. Oh no, that's Austin Ogo in the 5, and I don't know if they're going to approach Mason Wood. Yeah, they're close. They could see it. 2 laps to go here at Piggz Park. He needs to pass Austin Ogo to lap in and a clear shot for the victory. If he does get to him, and Ogo is hitting the wall, and they pass him by easily, and the white flag will be out for Mason Wood. What a lucky break for the 10 team. He waited patiently on pit road, and no, he was the first driver to go on pit road, and it paid off for him quick. And look at this. Flickinger is going to try to make a move for the lead. He's making a comeback. It's not going to be enough. And off the final turn, a big victory for the Phillips Cosworth team as a 1-2 finish at Piggz Peak, and it goes to Mason Wood and Zach Flickinger. Mason Wood gets the win here at Piggz Peak, and his teammate finishes 2nd. What a day for Phillips Cosworth. What a day for that team. 1-2 finish. And there you see those cars going at it together, congratulating each other on the finish. Flickinger led the first half, and then his teammate did the rest, and his teammate was the one that got the win. There they go on pit road. A happy day for the Phillips Cosworth team. No pit road commotion this time. Before we get to the wreck with involving Piggz and the others, let's show you the top 10 in the points. Mason Wood and Zach Flickinger will each get 25 and 18 points. Rod Houston 3rd, 15 points. Eric Byrne 4th with 10 points. Hayden Klein will be 5th. Eric Byrne gets 12 points. Hayden Klein in 5th, 10 points. Ben Cannon 6th, 8 points. Dakota Brandon 7th, 6 points. Stephen Pollard III in 8th with 4 points. Alan Smith in 9th with 2 points, and Alex Ragow got the last point spot in 1 point in 10th. So, and Justin Perry was just 6 seconds behind. So, tough break for him. Oh well. Better luck next race. Anyway, let's get back to that wreck. I've always wanted to see what had happened to Piggz and the others earlier in the race. I mean, that wreck was just uncalled for. Really uncalled for. And we've gotten back, and let's see what happened. And oh wow, I think Luke Walker must have spun him. No, he got clipped by... Oh no, we'll get to Blazer first. He got clipped by Joey Murphy and then Blazer. And let's see what happened. Wow, how did Blazer ended up there? Oh, he chose too late to go in the pits, and he gets contact from Alex Ragow and then another driver, and Blazer gets pushed up in the pit. Piggz just flips him over. A lot of drivers get stuck in the middle. Yikes. That was the only big wreck of the day, yet that did not bring out the caution. Wow. There's Joey Murphy held up there. My goodness. How did that not bring out the caution? I have no clue. Here it is, another view from Luke Walker's perspective, and he spun out. Blazer's alright. Thankfully he didn't land upside down, but it could have been even worse. Wow. And before we go, let's show you what had happened to Eric Rage very early in the race when he heard the command. As I'm trying to cut to see the moment he blew up in the engine. Here's Eric Rage, and let's see what happened. When did he blow up his engine? Around the start. And no, the start? Right when the pace car came out, his heater blew up. Yikes. Wow, spectator view is breathtaking. But here's the far chase camera. Here it is one more time. Yikes. That's when the blow-up happened, and then look back here. Look at this. He decides to take out George Rourke, who was running in the top 5. If he had stayed there, he would have earned points, and Rourke gets pushed down to the pits. I don't know what Eric Rage was trying to do, but there was some damage between him and that driver. That did not bring out a caution. My goodness. He was running right up close there. He was trying to wait. He was just thinking he could just try to race with the engine on. Well, it turns out it's not a smart move at all. And where is he? Right here. And he got passed by other drivers, and then on the next lap he has to really very slowly. Thankfully he was not a factor in the leaders. He has to go to the pits. Wow. 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 Stunning day. I mean, a stunning day. Wow. Anyway, congrats to those top 10 drivers getting points. The next race will be at MoSport for the Canada Dry Grand Prix. MoSport's a new track for the Camping World Truck Series. I'm hoping this would be a good race to do in this series, hopefully someday soon. But we'll see you guys there at MoSport. We'll show you the standings now, and we'll see you guys later.